of looking to help encourage young ones to
Okay.
pursue their, entertainment endeavors. So we put something together, and I called it Indie Artist Night. And
What does that mean?
well, it's for independent artists,
Oh, indie,
unsigned,
like independent
yeah,
artists. Okay.
yes.
Uh-huh.
And LaJoya was a one that I've really seen, and I felt, was serious, had potential, and really wanted to do this. And so just creating an opportunity. I've been in the business for many years, uh, doing music as well as I do talk shows
Mm.
and quite a few things in entertainment. So
Now, LaJoya, do you remember what you were singing the night when he approached you? And how many people have approached you saying, I'm going to make you a star? Well, I know that's not what you said.
right, exactly
That's not
right,
what you
right.
said. But do you remember that night?
I do remember that night.
Were you in a great voice or something?
I actually was. I had been practicing for weeks, and we were doing a lot of songs. Like every week, it was a different song. But I knew when I sang "I Will Always Love You," I knew it was going to catch the audience. And
Yeah.
yes, an amazing song. So when he came up to me and he told me he wanted to work with me, it was a dream come true.
Oh, but did you believe it? Or, I mean, had anybody else come up to you? Because I've heard stories, of people just approaching people saying, I want to be your manager, and not having any managerial experience whatsoever in entertainment. But I know, D Love, you have plenty of managerial and insight into the entertainment industry, because back in the day, you want to talk about that just a little bit?
Yeah, back when I was
Yeah, tell us.
around LaJoya's age,
Uh-huh.
I was,
Because you started off one way,
yeah,
and
yeah,
then you had a revelation,
yes, I did.
and then you moved forward to
Yes, I
where
did.
you are now.
Yes, I did. And
Okay.
just to expound on that, I was around LaJoya's age, and I was doing gangster rap music back then.
No,
Yeah,
not you.
yeah, yeah, gangster rap music. And
Uh-huh.
in Chicago at that time, it wasn't any gangster rap. I was the first one. And so, as a result, I made a song called Chi-Town Gangster. And it became number one underground hit because back then we couldn't get a lot of airplay. So
Why
the
not?
underground was the big. Well, no one was really feeling that as far as rap at the time. Now it's $1 billion industry. Everybody's in on it. But back then, it was just in its infancy. So, but as a result of that, Fox News sent Lilia Chacon to my studio, and we sat down. We did an interview, and back then you only had it was Puff Daddy was in New York, I had Chicago, Eazy-E had Los Angeles, and the Ghetto Boys and them had the South, Houston.
Mm.
And so in its infancy, we were selling plenty of tapes and just doing very well. I had my own label, and but I
But
I began to
there's a but.
learn and make a long story short, I started to study the Bible,
Hmm.
and so as a result of that, I stopped doing the gangster rap music and
Did
went on another
somebody
endeavor.
introduce you to it, or was it just one of those things where you had like a revelation? It's like, okay, I'm looking at this book, and it's like my life, and this is not adding up.
Yeah, actually, that's exactly what it was. Uh, I was out one day, and someone approached me, asking me, did I know God's name, and did I know about God's kingdom, and how close we are to the end of
Wow.
the system of things. And I
Wow.
said, no, no, no. But upon them showing me,
I mean, I'm surprised you even stopped to listen,
well,
to that, because I know if you're underground, there's probably a lot of profanity and all like that kind of stuff involved in it.
tell you,
Probably.
let me tell you, Audrey, the industry is something. It can be something else if you're not careful. I mean, you talk about anything that anyone could imagine. Like even a lot of things that got exposed now.
Hmm.
You go on YouTube and you'll see a lot of the very deep things going on. But back then it was still underground,
Mm.
and but it was so much going on, and as a result, this is why it's culminated to what it is now. But to make a long story short, I was fortunate because I did listen, like you said.
Yeah.
And I did take the time to be shown something that was true.
Mhm.
And
And you felt it.
hey, I'm gonna argue with what's true. I can't. How you gonna argue with what's true?
Yeah.
I can't argue with what's
So
true.
now, what did your friends say, or the people who you your peers who were the other gangster rappers?
Hey, y'all, some of them, and some of these guys, some of them were killers. Some of them was hitmen. Some of them were big time drug. I mean, everything you can imagine. But oddly enough, the majority thought I was crazy, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But boy, I tell you, you had those those who maybe you would never expect
Mm-hmm.
because of
Supported
their
you?
lifestyle was like, man, that's all right.
Maybe it's something on the inside that they wish they could have did, or wish they had the,
I think so,
you know,
Audrey.
wish they were brave enough to do.
I think so. Yeah.
Now, as a rising artist, do you think you have you have a responsibility? Do you feel like you should step into the role of being a role model for people when you get to certain levels, or do you think that you should just be able to do your music?
I actually think I am a role model. I mean, even if I'm just doing my music locally, people are still going to look up to me because I'm young and I'm doing what I want to do, you know?
Mm.
People can dream, but to actually take action, that's a big step
That's
in life.
impressive,
So I will consider myself a role model.
Yeah, and even what if somebody comes along and offers you an opportunity, you know, to go, let's just call it the underground way, and offered you a lot of money to go the underground way. And I want you to be completely honest. It's like, okay, just say, I don't know how broke you are now, but just say somebody came along and offered you, I mean, $100,000 and they meant it. That's right. That's okay. You can hesitate.
Well, money is good,
Yeah.
but I believe in making it my way, and those who weren't there to help me in the beginning,
Mm-hmm.
I know just someone coming up to me telling me, "Oh, we'll give you this money," they're not going to help me that much. There's going to be a scam or, you know, a trick behind that,
Yeah.
and I believe in doing it myself, or, you know, with the ones that are willing to support me and the ones I can trust.
Yeah. Now, what made you trust this guy?
You know, a lot of people told me that is nothing. You're not going to become famous, and, you know, you're just doing it at McDonald's.
Uh-huh.
McDonald's is McDonald's. No one's going to discover you, and something told me, do it.
Mm.
He knows what he's talking about, and I gave it a try, and I did go away to school, so that really split us up. But I came home, and as soon as I came home, I called him, D-Love, I want to work with my music. I want to focus on my music. No playing, I want to do my music. The fun comes after. And he was like, you know what, you called me perfect timing. He said, I need someone young, and I need someone that's willing to work really hard. And we were working the next week. And
Well, what happened to the school?
I came home to go to Prairie State. So I was away at Lincoln College, and I'm at Prairie State now. So
Oh, okay. So what are you majoring in?
business.
Okay, that makes sense. So she's going to be able to tell you a thing or two about,
I hope so.
yeah. So what are you guys working on now, D-Love?
Well, we have a single, and I wrote a song to introduce her to the public. And so she'll be performing that tonight.
Oh,
you know.
okay.
And so I wrote that, and then also I wrote a screenplay, a movie. Actually, we got about maybe 5 scenes to shoot, and then the movie will be finished.
Oh, wow.
So it's a lot to look forward to. Now, the movie, she's starring in the movie. I wrote it pretty much with her in mind.
Okay. Wow. Do you want to give us a idea of what it's about?
Well, it's actually based on a true story. So what you're going to see...
A gangster rapper?
No. We're not going back.
Okay,
We're
just
going to
kidding.
go forward.
Amen to that.
No, but Audrey, I'm telling you, it's really it's going to be a great movie. Clean, positive. It's matter of fact, was running it by some of the execs, and they was like, "It should be rated G." So,
Oh, okay.
you know, they, you know,
Well, I think you kind of rated G now.
I
Not for
try to be.
gangster either, but just
Yeah. There you go.
I think you're rated G now, so I would expect that.
Yeah.
So, so what is it about? I mean,
Well,
can
it's
you?
going to tell about how and what it takes to make it. I'm
Wow.
actually showing artist development of how I'm helping her
Wow.
to become complete artist, and it's got a few other little surprises in there. But I'm telling you, people are going to really love it.
And
They're
you
gonna
know
love it.
about that, about
yeah.
what it's like being out there trying
yeah.
to, trying to make it. And, but I do want to go back to who discovered you? Because there's always a discovery that happens, like you discovered her doing her thing.
Well, it was just Hollywood Records offered me a contract. The one thing I knew about, and this is what I'm helping to train or teach her too as well, is as an independent artist, you can get it done.
Mm-hmm.
And so I did my own record label. I control my own publishing. I control my whole business. I really grind. I worked hard, and I got the attention of several labels. Now Hollywood Records, that's Disney, Walt Disney, on that. They sent me a really great contract. I mean a fair contract too.
Well, what happened? You didn't want it?
The music that I was doing, the gangster rap, it was, you know, for that end.
Disney wanted gangster rap?
Well, they label Hollywood Records. Well, you got to remember now,
Disney label what?
at the time,
Disney label wanted gangster rap.
at the time, you got to
You
think
heard
about,
it here on Audrey K.
well, you got to think about it. At the time, everyone was getting into it. It was in its infancy, and
I
ones
know.
was getting into it. Well, they own it. It's just
Right,
the
I know.
subsidy of them. They don't control it, probably, but, you know.
I don't know. Now, do you feel protective of LaJoya? Do you have any fears about going into the I mean, because you're actually about to step into the water, so to speak. Do you have any fears and concerns about doing this?
No, not really. I know D-Love, has my best interests at heart, so I know
You know somebody's going to come try and take you away from it.
Yeah, I know. I know, but me and D-Love, we'll sit down and talk, and if they offer me something, we'll talk together and we'll see what we like and what we don't like.
Wow.
And that's what I like about working with D-Love. He doesn't just tell me, you're going to do this, you're going to do this. He wants my opinion too. So I know I'm well protected. So.
Okay. And so what's your favorite, what's your genre? I know we're going to hear you in a few minutes, but what's your, are you R&B, pop?
Yes.
What are you?
R&B. I do a little pop, but R&B is what my main focus
Why
is.
are so many of our artists going into pop? Because R&B, it seems like it's not as out there as it used to be. It's the pop.
Well,
Why is that happening?
Well, pop, the crossover, they hit the pop charts. It's the difference between selling maybe 500,000 and maybe selling 1 million, maybe 2 million. The genre audience is well organized and it's vast. So if you can get you a nice pop record on the pop charts, you may even come in at the top 40 and you may be able to go gold or platinum. Whereas on R&B, you can have a #1 record and you still may not sell gold.
And why is that? Because that doesn't make sense. I mean, that you have a #1 pop, R&B record and you won't go. I mean, explain.
Well, you got the pop crowd is a vast cultures, many cultures,
Okay.
and they support that brand.
Okay.
Whereas R&B, the culture is not as vast, and the brand is not as exclusive.
Okay. So, are we going to go the way of the blues? Because that's happening also and the blues, it seems like it's disappearing. It's being engulfed or eaten up by pop music. Where, because that's a part of our culture, R&B, blues,
Yes.
and it's diminishing. That's sad.
Well, you gotta look at it like this.
It's about the money.
Hey, bottom line, when you're selling into the gold and platinum status,
Yeah,
corporations
that's the
you're
point.
dealing with now.
Because you're out there to make
Yeah.
money.
Yeah.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, when we come back, we're going to hear LaJoya sing her, what's the name of your song?
Baby, I'm in love.
Baby, I'm in Love. Did you write this?
D-Love.
D-Love, written by D-Love, and I'm so excited. So we'll be right back, and don't you go nowhere.